Guys, what up? It's your boy AMG Dens with episode 2 of our F1 manager mode in season 2, man. Wow, 2 on 2. Love to see it. Right, let's get into it. So last time around Bahrain, we had Lewis finish P4 and I think George Russell finishing a very lonely P6. So we definitely have to hope George has a better performance this week, because Mercedes and the board, their expectations have got a lot higher with where we finished last year in the championship, and they're pretty much expecting more or less the same. So let's see what we can do today. Let's look at the strategy. It hasn't saved the strategy. That's annoying, but nonetheless, we'll work it out as we're here. And if you guys are in the chat, let me know and put your comments in if you want to see a particular strategy. So Lewis qualified 4th, with Russell actually only a position behind, so that's a good start. And let's look at what we can do strategy-wise. So it's saying the one stop would take us about an hour and 15 minutes to complete the race if we did a one stop. How quick would it be to do a two stop? Okay. Saying if we do a two stop, it's 1 minute and, well, same. 1 minute, 1 hour even. 1 hour, 15 minutes and 11 seconds. So slightly shorter. But again, we're going to lose the track position. So I think with Lewis, we'll play it safe. Just go with the mediums to the hards. I think that's probably the best strategy to go for Lewis. Tell him to come in a lap probably later, just so we can extend the stint on the hards before they completely fall off the cliff. Update the strategy. And let's see, with Russell, we know that this guy really struggles with pace. He's not really that quick, which is weird because Lewis is rated as 90 and Russell is rated as 87, so they shouldn't be too far off. But in the race, Russell just really struggles, and I can't understand why for the life of me. So either way, we're going to give Russell a bit of an easier strategy. We're going to put Russell on a two-stop. So it should be slightly faster by like a couple of seconds. But he's going to have to do a lot of work. He's going to have to overtake people, and try and get through the traffic. So it's kind of in a way contradictory, because we know Russell's quite hesitant when it comes to making moves on people in this game. But either way, we just have to do something different with the strategy, because if we put both of them on the same strategy, we know 9 times out of 10 it works quite well for Lewis, but for George, he's always somewhere in the background behind where he should be, which is not great. But yeah, let's go with a 2-stop for Georgie then. And we got Generous Dave, we got Mary in the chat. Guys, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for joining. Also shout out to Dave as well, because he started his own, well, I say he started, he's been recording his own episodes of F1 Manager 22 and uploading it to his channel as well. So make sure you go and you subscribe to Generous Dave's channel and you check out his video and his career mode too, because he as well is very on the ball with these strategy games. And if there's somebody that can do it better than me, it's definitely Generous Dave. So you need to definitely check out his channel and go and show him some support and love from us. But yeah, Mary says, Dens, get Felipe Drogovic in and get George out. Yep, Mary, it's likely to happen. With Drogovic, I think he's rated as 72. So it might be a bit too early. It might be a bit too premature to put Felipe in there. If we put him in there, he might not even be as consistent or as quick as George at this pace. So I think what we need to do with Felipe is just build up his confidence, do a couple of practice sessions with him in FP1, just gain up his confidence a bit. And then, at the end of the season, or maybe in the middle of the season, depending on how Russell does, we'll make a decision. Because, at the end of the day, Lewis, we know that we've got for another season or two. So ultimately, whoever's in the second car, they need to be doing their part for the team too. And if they're not, then we'll look at replacing them, and it's as simple as that. So yeah, George, Dave said plenty of howlers. Oh man, we love the howlers, man. Can I get a hashtag howler in the chats? Let me get a hashtag howler, man, before we start this episode. Hopefully no howlers for us though, but yeah. Also, another reason why George shouldn't have any excuses today. We managed to set up the car so good for George. His confidence level in the car is at 100%, which I've never seen for George. Usually he's quite fussy about setting up the car. Whereas with Lewis, we tend to always get him somewhere in the 80s or 90s. So with Lewis, I kind of expect that. But yeah, really interesting as well. Right, guys, let's start the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. I'm going to let Crofty do his intro.
There's a very overcast night in store for the drivers, who are now lined up on the grid. And here, we've got Lewis Hamilton. They're in the front half of the pack, so there's plenty of potential for them. And here we can see Russell. A top 10 position today, but will they be able to capitalise on it? And we're just moments away now. It's almost time for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
5 red lights,
Out,
and away we go. Right, let's get on board with Lewis. In fact, you know what? We're going to let Lewis chill. I'm going to tell George to do the pushing. Wow, so he's got ahead of Lewis, to be understood, because he's on the softer tyres. Let's tell George to push. What have we got to lose? Tell him to use some ERS as well. Ooh, George looking down the inside. Sergio Perez already using some ERS there. You can see his light was flashing a second ago. Not that I recall, Mary. No, I sadly didn't get a birthday wish from Nyasha, but you know, it's cool, man. Like, he's a super busy guy. He's really, really busy. Like, the amount of stuff the quick stop guys have to do is crazy. So, you know, it's all love, man. Like, I don't look at stuff like that. If people want to wish me happy birthday and stuff like that, I always feel quite happy, because, you know, I'll take my time to respond back to them and show them love as well. But yeah, just if people don't say it, it's still cool. You know, everyone has their own life, their own things to do. You know, and Nyasha and Tandy have always like looked out for me, always given me opportunities to be on the channel, always shouted me out. So yeah, I can't thank them enough for all the amazing stuff they do, you know. And same thing with Generous Dave and Peter on Pole. They used to have me on their platforms too, back in the day, and always just kind of like give me opportunities, man. So I always show love to those guys, and to you as well, Mary.
Lazy.
All right, Lewis, don't give up.
Yeah, don't sweat it, Lewis. Don't sweat it.
Come back to you in a second, Lewis. Just want to see if we can push with
Alfa Romeo just moved up a place.
Russell here. Oh, did he? I didn't even see that. I have to go back and check the messages, Mary. And hey, Adrian, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for joining us as well. I get a 9 on the English exam. Let's go. Hey, well done, bro. So I'm assuming that's a pass, right? If it is, man, congratulations, bro. Well done. I told you you had this in the bag, bro. Super proud of you. That's good. Right, George is really not making any moves here, and it's kind of frustrating, I can't lie. He's even on the softer tyres and he still can't get ahead of Perez. Right, let's go on board with Lewis then. Because Lewis is kind of on the same strategy as Valtteri, so don't want him
Keep the pressure on. You can do this.
to get into our way.
Understood.
Oh, he said it on Twitch. No way.
Press.
Oh my god.
Overtake.
Okay.
I'll definitely have to check that out afterwards, Mary. Thank you for letting me know. Oh my days, that's so cool. Oh, look at, like, that's so amazing. You know, people showing love
This
on
is
these
awesome
different
work.
platforms as well. Like, I really, really appreciate that. That's so cool. You know, and I
Yeah,
know
it's
how
definitely
busy
cool.
those guys are as well. So, huge shout out to Nyasha and Tandy, the goats. Right, come on, George, man. You got to do something. He's still behind Sergio Perez. I can't understand why. And Lewis is starting to catch up now as well, which is good. Ooh, George down the inside maybe. Ah, he's still too far away. Alright, George. What we'll do, we'll invert the positions. So, let Lewis through. Thank you. Alright.
Tires are getting hot.
Alright,
Okay,
Lewis.
copy.
Do you think? Aw, thank you, Mary. Honestly, you're one of the goats. That's so kind of you. Thank you.
This is awesome work, Lewis.
Wow, Lewis got ahead of Perez. You see the difference? You see my goat? Russell could never.
It's a race position gained. For
Let's not get too
Mercedes.
excited though, because now Lewis has no DRS.
You have fastest lap.
Let's go. Oh, is Lewis gonna go for a move down the
Yep.
inside science? Oh, snap. Lewis is really going in. Love to see it. It's another position. Right, so Lewis up to P2. We're just gonna leave Lewis to do his own thing now. Let's go back on board with Russell.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
Ah, you're about a day late there, Crofty. We saw it live. Ah, come on, George. Ooh, George looks like he's got the move done on Perez. He hangs it around the inside. Ooh, side by side. Let's go off board. Ooh, Russell slightly ahead.
Mercedes moved up a place.
Hey, congratulations, Russell, man. Even though I don't think it's over. Wow, look at this scrap, guys. This is ridiculous. It's like 4 cars within the space of a second. MJ said F122 is free for 4 days. Bro, you might as well download it, man. If it's free, you should definitely go for it.
And equally there, I cannot do anything.
Yep. And as per usual, he bowls it.
Everything you can.
He bowls it.
Red Bull gained a place.
Generous Dave said, developing the car takes so long. Bro, tell me about it, man. There's so many different aspects of developing the parts of the car. And you got to know what you're doing as well, man. Because if you make the wrong decision, or if you develop the wrong parts, then you just end up being slower than the other guys anyway. So you really need to focus on it. Oh gosh, yeah. Tell me about it, Mary. Cameron can be like that though. I think with Cameron, he tries to be like impartial as possible. Oh wow, there's a safety car.
Safety car.
But yeah, before we get into this whole safety car,
That's a positive.
thank you, Bono. Thank you. Yeah, I think with Cameron, he tries to give a wide perspective. You know, with me, you know, with Nyasha, you know, with just everybody that we're literally do or die like Lewis Hamilton fans. Doesn't matter what's happening. But with Cameron, I think that he genuinely is like a journalist. Like he has a completely different approach, and you know, I find it refreshing. You know, sometimes I'm like, rah, you went there, you actually said that, but but nah, like he's a good guy, man. I don't think he means any bad by the stuff that he says, and at the same time as well, yeah, like you know, you gotta. It's interesting sometimes to have people with different views. You see it even with Mike. You know, I'll say one thing, and then Mike will deliberately try and say something different to trigger me, or to like, you know, to start like a kind of like banterish kind of like fight between the two of us. So yeah, like I don't mind it, man. As long as it's respectful, then that's the thing. And Generous Dave said underfloor front wing. No, yeah, underfloor front and rear wing. Yeah, those are probably the most important areas to focus on, for sure, because you get more downforce, you get more top speed, and then it helps with the brake cooling as well. Mary said, Max fanboy, I call him, and he knows it too. Jeez, Mary's going in. Right, let's see who had a howler, and is it too early for George to pit, because he's the one on the soft tire at the moment, so... we can't even see right now. Let's pause it. When was George supposed to come in? 4 laps. Could George go to the end of the race? The thing is, well, his tyres aren't even really that worn. With Lewis, I just want to keep him where he is so he has track position because he's in 2nd place. And also, that 2-second gap to Leclerc, that's going to get completely demolished by the safety car. So, good to keep Lewis out there. George... We could pit him. We could pit him, Dave. We could. Let's see what options are, though. Because if we pit him for the hards, 45 laps... Okay, let's take a gamble. put him on the mediums, and then I don't think the mediums will get to the end of the race, so I think you'll have to pit again. But at least when he pits again, he'll either have... He could go on to another set of mediums, or he can go on to a set of hards if he just wants to get to the end of the race. So, okay. Alright, let's take the gamble, guys. Let's put George on the mediums then. And as for Lewis, we'll just leave him out because it doesn't really make sense to change his position right now. And if anything, the safety car was a blessing in disguise because he was really low on battery. So it was going to be hard for him to keep defending against Carlos Sainz and Perez. Max Verstappen as well had a howler. And I think it might be Max too because apparently he's at the bottom of the field. But we'll wait for the standings to update because we've paused the game. So just put everything on conserve and harvest. And let's just play this one out and see what happens.
We've had a big crash here.
Ooh, you know it's a big crash if Bono says so. Let's see what happened.
There's been a crash. Sounds like a single car. Let's take a closer look.
Oh, Max.
Just watching the Red Bull.
Oh, Max. LOL.
Thank goodness nobody else was involved. That was a big crash.
Smoking on that Max Verstappen pack. No. Let me get a howler in the chat.
Was a bitter blow for the team.
Red Bull mechanics are pissed because they just blown the cost cap with that crash. Yeah, we could go back onto the softs again, but I don't know if we have any new softs for George. Crash that one. I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. Oh gosh. Let's actually go on board with George then. Yep, still on board with him. Howler! Howler again. Right, so George Russell comes in. Cost cap champion. Love to see it. Right, and where's George gonna come out? Little Georgie Porgy. Pudding and pie, kiss the girls and make them cry. So I think he's gonna come out to the back of the pack. But at least he's got his pit stop out of the way. So his strategy is wide open in terms of what we can do with him. As for Lewis, he's nicely behind Charles Leclerc right now, so that's some good news. Let's fast forward, guys. Let's see when the safety car is going to come in. So Max Verstappen out of the race in race 2. That's going to blow the championship wide open already. Safety car still out there. Jeez.
No need to charge. Okay.
When's the safety car gonna come in? Let's fast forward a bit. Another lap under the safety car. What's going on with the FIA? Like, Max Verstappen's car's already been recovered. Why are we still under the safety car? Right, safety car in this lap. Let's go.
Okay.
And think about left lifting coast.
This time I'm going to tell Lewis to push on the safety car restart, because last time he was asleep. Like me at Le
Pick up
Mans.
the pace.
Let's go on board with Lewis.
Just keep the pressure on Lewis. You can do this.
Maybe not so hard. Time to go aggressive. Right, guys. And we
Safety car
restart the
in.
race. Let's go.
Copy.
That's what I'm hoping Leclerc could do, because their car's a bit faster right now. Just pull Lewis along with him. If we can do that, I think that would be amazing. Tell George to push as well. Go a bit aggressive.
We're going to push hard.
Yep.
Reduce, lift and coast.
Copy.
Ooh, Lewis getting a bit tasty. He's pulling out the slipstream. Just wanting to get a move done early. Lewis doing some amazing stuff though. Already got the fastest lap. He's comfortably behind Charles Leclerc right now. I think we have 9 laps until we're supposed to pit. So time to back off the pace a bit. Because we've still got another, what, how many laps? 9 laps on these tyres, so we don't want to kill them. Trying to follow Leclerc too closely. Ooh, Lewis is really close though.
Great job.
Looks like Russell's making some progress too. Ooh, somebody locked up. Ooh, is Lewis going to go for the move here? Pulls out to the outside. Oh, and there's another crash. Jeez. It might be another safety car.
Sounds like a few cars have crashed.
Let's see
take
what's
a look
happened.
At the replay. Okay, so there we have the Alpine.
Oh, Gasly and Ocon. No. No. Oh, no.
You can clearly see the contact there.
Wow.
A lot of damage.
The Alpine boys have taken each other out. That's Gasly and Ocon. If you guys remember,
Are devastated.
Fernando Alonso has moved.
What happened out there?
And Gasly's actually gone to Alpine in our career mode, so that's interesting. It's not going to go down too well with the Alpine team and Otmar Savnauer. Either way, no safety car. And that will probably be another set of 3 positions for George Russell.
Increase in lift and coast just a little.
Understood.
Lift and coast for fuel.
Copy.
Ooh, Lewis thinking about it. Lewis thinking about it. He's just weighing it up. He's weighing it up. It's DRS enabled.
Tires are getting hot.
Okay, copy.
Right, we're going to give Lewis an instruction in a second. Don't want his tyres to overheat. Ooh, he's going down the inside though. Alright, let's tell Lewis.
DRS has been enabled.
Ooh, you know what? Let's leave him alone for a bit. DRS has been enabled, so let's see if we can get the move done this lap. Just gonna stay on board with Lewis here. Did a purple middle sector as well, so it's definitely pacing this Mercedes. And we pulled out a second gap to Perez too, so that's a pretty good position for us. It means Perez and Sainz aren't going to interfere with us later in this race. And just tell Russell to pick up his pace too.
Let's lift and coast.
Copy.
Russell getting stuck behind Zhou Guan Yu. Love to see it. Right, come on Lewis, come on. Another purple middle sector. Car's quite strong there.
Definitely broke your air game here. Well done. Proud of you.
Nice. Looks like Russell finally got ahead of Zhou Guan Yu for like 50 million years. Love to see it. Right, go on Lewis. Use some energy to overtake this guy. And there we go, up into P1. Let's see if Lewis can pull out a bit of a gap to Leclerc here. If we can, that would be a sensational position for us going into the pits window in 6 laps time. Tell Lewis to push as well. Already gapped Leclerc by half a second. Hopefully the gap continues to go up. Ooh, gap up almost a second here.
Increase, lift and coast.
Copy.
I'm going to tell Lewis just to take it easy with the ERS. And just back off on the fuel as well.
Just gonna need some lift and coast.
Yep.
Let's fast forward a bit, guys. Going up to the pit window. So Lewis's pit window's in 5 laps time. Snow the pits. And there's been another crash. I wonder if that's going to bring out a safety car. Find out.
We got a yellow at
We
50.
can take a look
Ooh,
now.
Sainz crashed.
Okay, here's the Ferrari.
Ooh, he locks up the brake there in a very similar accident
Off, and a big off.
to what happened to Max Verstappen earlier. So he's out of the race. That was a safety car. Max did it.
The team are really disappointed with that. Let's hope it doesn't set them back too bad.
You can hear the hearts of the Tifosi braking. Is that going to be a safety car? Doesn't look like it. It's just a yellow flag for now. The race continues. And Russell looks like he's on the back of Schumacher too. So I'm going to just tell him to up his pace a bit.
Don't be afraid to use the tyres.
Copy.
Generous Dave with the howler. But yellow flags have been waved off, so Valtteri Bottas temporarily in P3, back to P4 though as he fights with Perez. Bottas has such a strong AI. Maybe we need to consider Valtteri Bottas for George, if George doesn't cut the mustard this season. But anyway, 5 more laps until Lewis is intended to start thinking about a pit stop. So Leclerc's just got ahead, but the gap's still quite close between the two of them. So no need to panic at the moment. Whilst Lewis is stuck behind Leclerc, Might tell him to save a bit of energy, but not too much. Okay, and we've entered the pit window. But I think for Lewis, we have to try and go as long as possible. So, at least when we go on the hards, we know we can definitely go there. That's true as well. Alright, let's go standard on the Russell's tyres then, Dave. And we'll just go balance on the fuel as well. Yeah, that's true. The less laps he has to do on the softs, the better. Especially because we don't have any new soft tyres. So, the life on the softs is not going to be long at all.
So, no need to charge the pack.
But it looks, from the sound of things, that Leclerc's going to try and do a one-stop. So, that's probably the strategy we're going to have to commit to as well. Tyres are still looking quite fresh on Lewis's car though, 55%. Ooh, he's got a really good run on Leclerc there. He thought about it. I think he's gonna have DRS again. Yes, he gets the run. We just don't have the top speed in this Merc. Russell loses a position to Ricciardo there. Would have been better if he had got that move done.
McLaren gain a position.
Because out of all of the people that pitted, he's ahead. So I think Lewis's ideal lap will probably be the next lap. So not this one. Really impressed with Lewis's pace though. He's just been sticking with Leclerc. I know that the DRS helps a lot with that, but just doing an amazing job. And Charles Leclerc pits. Okay, so with Lewis now, let's push and see if we can do the overcut. He's got the tires. He's got the fuel. He's got enough ERS. So I really don't want Lewis to make a howler here. Or else I'll be upset with him. Right, go for it, Lewis. So I'm going to tell Lewis to push.
There's been an incredible move by Mercedes.
No way to
Let's have a
judge
look.
past 4
Now
people.
let's look at
What?
this. Here's George Russell.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count, man. You can't count the people inside the pits. That doesn't count. This game's so
It
dopey
takes
sometimes.
A lot of skill to pull off a move like that.
Well,
That was a big moment. The team are clearly delighted.
yeah, I'm not even really gassing that one up to be fair, because that was kind of misleading. But yeah, with George, we can kind of do the Sergio Perez strategy with him as well. Okay, so Bono's saying pit this lap. It's the optimal lap to pit. So let's box and go on to the hards.
Box, box.
Gonna box this up.
We could do, Dave. Thinking with Lewis, when he's in clean air by himself, it doesn't seem like he has too much pace with this car. So I think if we mirror Charles Leclerc, and then if a safety car comes out, we've got a new set of soft tyres. That would be perfect, because with the new soft tyres, we know that it will be really, really quick against the other runners. With George, I think we can do more of the thing you're talking about, because he's not going to be able to get to the end on these tyres, I don't think. Already tyre wear is quite high compared to where it was expected. But we'll see. So Lewis is going to box this lap then. And Leclerc stuck behind Ricciardo, so that should do us a bit of a favour too. Right, Lewis coming through the hotel section. So he'll be coming in for his pit stop in like a couple of corners time. Let's go on board with this view. Alright, come on guys, give us a nice one. Better than last week. Still, we wanted to get into the 2 seconds though. So where's Lewis going to come out? Let's go on board with a wide shot angle. Yep. Go on, Lewis. Go on, Lewis. Yes. He gets ahead of Leclerc. Excellent. The overcut worked really nicely there.
McLaren with a great overtake.
Perfect. So we're just going to tell Lewis to back off his pace a bit because we don't want him to crash.
Increase in lifting coast.
Okay.
It's got a bit of an advantage to Leclerc anyway. Let's go back on board with George. And I think when these guys pit, so Alonso, Norris, Magnussen, and Ricciardo, that's probably the time we'll have to pit George as well. But at the moment, doing a really good job holding off Leclerc. Leclerc's undercut really didn't work, man. You got to be careful with that undercut. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Well done.
George making some more moves as well. Love to see it. And looks like Leclerc gets through. Ooh, nope, George giving him a hard time.
Just head down, concentrate on your race.
Yep, wise words. Wise words, Mosconi. And the nice thing is Lewis is in clean air as well, so he's just doing his thing. Leclerc finally gets ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. So that's an interesting one. How many seconds is he behind Lewis? 2 seconds behind Lewis, so interesting gap there. We'll have to see how things play out. Hamilton's probably going to start getting held up though. Yeah, he's behind these guys in Magnussen and Norris here, so we might tell him to push. Let's see if they box a slap or if Lewis can overtake them on raw pace. We just don't want to get caught up in this mess. Are they going to box the slap? Yeah, it looks like they're not going to box the slap, so we'll tell Lewis to get a bit of a move on here.
Just push.
Understood.
Woo! He's cooking! That's the GOAT! 2 for 1! Love to see it. Excellent move by Lewis Hamilton there. What a move! What an absolutely sensational move.
Gaining ground. Here's the replay. Now watch this. Lewis Hamilton involved in this one.
Biblical scenes. Absolute sauce. We'll show them, Lewis.
Superb move, gaining more and more places.
Couldn't have phrased it better myself there, Crofty.
Keep watching on and clearly loving that.
Yep, that's nice. So what we'll do is we'll tell Lewis to just push for a couple more laps, build a bit of a gap to Norris, so Norris can't re-overtake us with DRS, because we're a bit exposed now. I just want to know when these guys are going to pit as well. The Ricciardos, the Norris, the Alonsos. Yep, now we've got a nice little 1 second gap.
Yeah, copy. There's only so much I can do.
Yep, don't beat yourself up, Russell. It's not your
Everything
race.
to play with. Come on.
Red Bull moved up.
So with Russell, we can either box him now and then make him go to the end on the hards, or we can stay out, hope for a safety car, maybe go into the softs. But that's a big gamble. That's a huge gamble.
Good job there.
Either way, Lewis Hamilton again in clean air.
It's
Love
a
to see
race
it.
Position gained for a Mercedes.
So what we'll do, guys, we'll fast forward a bit since there's not much really happening. It's interesting. It looks like Leclerc's still stuck behind the Haas. Ooh, he's got overtaken by Perez. Jeez, what's going on here? Oh, it's a right ding dong. You know what, guys? I think it might be time to bring in Russell. I think it might be time to bring in Russell because there's nothing he can really do in this pack. If we were to pit Russell, where would he come out? Options 13th. Not bad. Who's in 13th place at the moment? Okay, Vettel. So you should get Albon, should get Ocon, should get Latifi, should get Bottas. Yeah, I say and we're halfway into the race as well, so we know the hards will definitely get to the end of the race at this stage. So, yeah, why not? Why not? And then if a safety car or something like that happens, Yeah, I agree with you, Dave. Let's put him on the hards. Because there's nothing he can really do now, to be honest. He's just kind of on old tires compared to everybody else. And like we know that these guys, they're a bit kind of like bougie with the safety car. Because Sainz had exactly the same crash as Max Verstappen, and a safety car came out for Max, but not Sainz. So yeah, we can't really rely on the safety car strategy either. Can we get to the end on mediums maybe? Could mediums go to the end? Saying the lifespan for another set of mediums is like 32 laps. You know what? Let's do it from a different angle. So we'll cancel that, and then I think we can do it from this view here. So add new strategy, and then add a stint, and then he could easily. I think he'll easily get to the end on mediums. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so if we leave Russell out for a couple more laps, he can go to the end on mediums. Okay. And that'll be a quicker tire too. Alright, so that's what we'll do with Russell then. We'll leave him out for a couple more laps. And then, yeah, should be able to get to the end. So, let's see. Let's do that then. That's going to be interesting. If we put him on the hards now, he'll have track position. But then having said that, he just won't have the pace at the end of the race. Where if we have the mediums, you have a really good kind of end stint where you can push and make up some position. So, let's go for that. Create the strategy. And we'll do that. Okay. So that's the strategy George is on now. And let's go back to the race. Wow, look at this, guys. Like a 5-wide fight. That's crazy.
Mercedes moved up a place.
Yo, Budgie, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for joining us, bro. How are you doing? Right, so George entered this pit window, but I think we'll leave him out for a couple more laps. See if he can keep up with these guys. Lewis in a really strong position though.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
Oh, I'm really happy to hear that as well, Budgie, man. And yeah, good as well, man. I've had a really busy but productive week. I turned 27 this week, so yeah, feeling a bit old, but you know, still grateful, man. Super grateful, you know, and enjoying this as well, catching up with you guys, and just doing what we love as well, man. So thank you, man. It's super nice to see you inside here. Alright, so we'll leave George for like another lap, maybe another 2 laps. He's doing an amazing job, which is our biggest threat at the beginning of the race. Oh, thank you so much, Budgie. Thank you. That's so cool. That's so kind of you to say. It really means a lot, man. Thank you for saying that, bro. Alright, come on, George. Just stick with this pack for a little bit longer, and then we can give you some fresh new tires to attack. Yep, looks like Leclerc has spent all of his tires, man. He's really struggling. Come on.
Brooklyn, we're reared.
Over.
Are we boxing or what are we doing?
Alright, fair enough. We'll box this lap then, George. Box this lap. And we will go on to some mediums. We're going to be really aggressive.
Okay, so box.
Yes, box.
Alright. Hey, what's going on, Super Kev, man? Thank you so much for joining me, man. You had a productive final week in the race in Turkey, okay. And your grandma's coming to England tomorrow as well. Man, that's super cool. Where's your grandma flying in from? And alright, Budgie, man. Thank you so much for tuning in, bro. I know you got to sleep, but hopefully we can catch up again soon. Thank you so much, Budgie. Take it easy. Alright, so George should be coming in this lap then. Yep. Oh, bit of a weird one there. Yep, so George coming into the pits. Let's have a look at this pit stop. Ah, Romania. That's pretty cool, man. Aw, thank you so much as well for subscribing as well, Budgie. I really do appreciate that. That's so kind of you. That's really kind, man. I really appreciate all the love, all the support. You know, it's not a huge channel, but you guys, man, and I really love that, and I'm super thankful to all of you guys that tune in and, you know, just engage with me whilst we do these streams. So thank you. It means a lot. Kevin says hashtag howler. Right, let's see what we can do then. Go on, George. Show us what you got. Use a bit of fuel.
Reduce, lift and coast.
Copy.
I don't think so, man. I haven't seen Mike online today. But yeah, he's probably, knowing him, he's probably playing FIFA or something like that. He's so obsessed with FIFA these days. Oh, come on, Georgie. Come on. You can get it done. Yeah, I haven't seen him in the chat either, to be fair, man. Ooh, go on, George. Go on, George. Oh, come on, dude. You almost had him. Okay, so Sergio Perez has been freed from the likes of Alonso. Ooh, George gonna go for the move here. Or maybe not. Ah, come on, my guy, George. Come on, nearly had him. Tell him to push. I haven't seen it so far, Kevin. I was online. I checked my F1 account yesterday, but I didn't get it, man. But maybe I'll check after the stream and see if I've got him or not. Because, yeah, having Mika Hakkinen would be super cool in the game, man. He's so awesome. The flying Finn. Alright, so fast forward a bit, because looks like George is a bit stuck here. Come on, George. Ooh, nearly. Hey, that's the move done on Ocon. Nice. Is he going to potentially get Albon here? Bear in mind, Albon has moved from Williams to AlphaTauri.
Position gained from Mercedes.
Yep, that's a nice move done as well. Surprisingly,
It's a race position gained
Ricardo,
for Mercedes.
Magnussen, a lot of these guys haven't paid yet, so that's going to tell George to keep pushing. Just get some free time and clean air. Might even tell him to go for the fastest lap, why not? We'll do in a sec, Dave, we will do in a sec.
And there's the fastest.
Got the fastest lap, so we've got that in our back pocket. Ooh, so that's Alonso. This is for race position. What tires has Alonso gone on to? Oh, he's gone on to the mediums too, so this is going to be a fair fight. It's kind of important then that we told George to push. Because if Alonso's just come out ahead of us and he was ahead of all the other guys, it means when they pit, they'll be behind us. So this could be a top 4, I'm thinking, for George. Maybe top 5. Alright, come on, George. Don't mess about here. See if you can get Alonso too. If his tyres get warmed up. Come on, George. Come on, George. Get this move done. Don't let Alonso hold you up. Wow, Alonso would be aggressive defending. How many times have we said that? Ooh, he's searching for it. Down the inside of Alonso. Well done, George. Well done.
Great job.
I think he's going to get Magnussen and Norris too. Yep, so that's another 2 free places. So Russell up to P6. Not bad, not a bad day for him. Attempt to take it easy with the ERS. Still got Alonso behind us though, so we have to think about that at some stage. And if Bottas' tyres do die at any stage, then we might be able to even get P4, but I think maybe that's us getting too far ahead of ourselves. But you never know, safety car can completely change everything too. So wait until Ricardo boxes, and then what we'll do is we'll fast forward by a couple more. Because Lewis looks comfortable, he's got a 6-second gap to Perez. I think Leclerc would have killed his tyres by trying to do the undercut and then getting stuck in traffic. Ooh, Alonso gets past, but again, we won't fight him too hard at this stage. Just got to make sure we get to the end of the race on these tyres.
A position gained for Alfa Romeo.
And, you know, if Russell's not a scrub, I really think he should be overtaking Alonso anyway. Ooh, George is thinking about it. Does Ricardo pit this lap? Ricardo boxes this lap. So that's pretty much all the pit stops done, the planned ones anyway. So what we'll do from here, guys, we'll fast forward a bit more because there's like 25 more laps and the race is pretty much in its prime position. So let's see what's going to happen here. Times it by 16.
Mercedes moved up a place. Looks like that was a position gained for Alfa Romeo.
I love how hard Alonso and Russell are fighting each other.
Race position gained for Mercedes. Alfa Romeo just moved up a place.
I think what we'll do with Russell, if he can't get away from Alonso, we'll go on board with him for a couple of laps. We'll help him save some ERS, and then we'll use the ERS to overtake Alonso, because it doesn't look like he's going to be able to break away from Alonso with his fresher tires. So let's 1 times it, save a bit of ERS, 2 times it, and push.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
So I anticipate Alonso is going to try and overtake us whilst we save some energy. That's okay. Just want to save this until it's about... Yeah, we are getting closer to Bottas, that's the thing. Only thing is I don't think I could push too much harder, though, Dave Ross. I don't think the tyres will make it. Alright, come on, Judge. I don't need you to lose a full second to Alonso, or else this strategy I was thinking of is probably not going to work either. So you know what, tell you to use a bit of the fuel. Even though I heard that's what causes them to crash as well. If you tell them to push on the fuel, there's more chance of them locking up the brakes. This gap's not really coming down, you know. I don't really like this. Come on, Judge. Yeah, nah, it's not making no headway. Let's tell him to deploy. This guy has to get better, though. He has to get better at defending, overtaking, and just raw pace, because this is not good enough. You really should not be battling for Alonso for P5. You should be up the road, chilling, and drinking some Kool-Aid. He's within a second. It's time to go neutral. Just going to get the move done Alonso. And I'm going to tell him to attack on the tyres too. Because I think at this point they should make it to the end of the race. Alright, he's pulled out a 7/10 gap. That's nice. Gap to Bottas is getting closer, but we need a second a lap. I don't think we have that. Ooh, almost a second. Nice. Alright, we can tell George to just take it easy, because I don't want him to crash my car. The most important thing was getting outside of the DRS, which we've got. Ooh, and Leclerc looks like he's actually going to catch Perez. So let's see how that one unfolds. If he gets within a second, we'll go on board with Leclerc towards the end of the race. Oops, Sainz and Gasly pit again. So they're completely off the recommended strategy. It's going to be a weak day for Ferrari in the championship. And a weak day for Red Bull too, because Max Verstappen retired. Leclerc getting closer, almost within DRS range of Leclerc. Still got 4 laps, it's a long time. Ah, this guy Alonso, man, he's like, he just won't go away. Right, go on, George, push again. Until you learn to break away from somebody.
Gained for Alfa Romeo.
You're just gonna have to keep pushing, my guy. I don't want to have to do this to you, but you suck. And if we can't get P5, we'll just take P6, man. Because I don't need this guy to crash. So if you can't get past Alonso by lap 48, we'll just tell him to take it easy. So one thing I've learned in this game, you don't want to push your luck too hard. Alright, so there's George again.
Mercedes moved up a place.
Like Generous Dave said, we actually are catching Bottas, but I just don't think we got enough time to catch up to him and overtake him, especially with George. You know how George is afraid of overtaking people, so there's always that. Let's see. It's going to tell him to push into the end of the race now. I might as well. Getting quite close to our fuel quota here, so we'll go unbalanced. And just go aggressive. Fair play to George though, I think his tyres are more worn than Alonso. He's got 28% life and Alonso almost has double the amount of life in his tyres. So I know we get quite hot on George, but doing the best he can do. Tell me about it, Dave. The tyres are pretty much done, but we had to do something. We could have gone on to the hards, but I don't think he would have had this kind of pace on the hard tyres. Let's see what he can do. At this point, we got nothing to lose.
Alfa Romeo just moved up a place.
And what we'll do, we'll just tell him to just completely deploy all the energy on the final lap. Yeah, I don't think George is going to be able to do this. But anyway,
And one more lap.
go on board with Lewis. We'll fast forward to him taking the checkered flag, hopefully. Hopefully not jinxed ourselves here. Solid race from Lewis though. This is at the right place, right time. Safety car definitely helped us. But really good performance from Lewis. Didn't really have to do too much work with him today. He just did an amazing job. And that double overtake he did on Sainz, or I think Leclerc and Perez, sensational. We'll tell George to deploy. Gasly gets the fast lap as well, which is a bit annoying, but to be expected because he pitted basically a couple of laps ago.
We have a checkered flag now.
Hey, Lewis
Well deserved. Well deserved.
Hamilton,
Absolutely.
the race
Just
win.
first class. But we'll have a chat later.
The man said first class, you know, love to see it.
So watch out for DRS.
Ooh, can George get him? Nah, he's gonna be too. Yeah, that's a howler, George. That's a howler, my friend. You should have got P5. But we take it, we take it. We take it. P1, P6. Decent day at the office. Could be better. Decent day at the office, but could be better. Alright, guys, so let's go and enjoy this podium. The awkward formation lap, or the awkward, like, out lap. Man, I just want to see the celebrations, man. Come on. There we go. I think, there we go. Perfect.
This is a result truly worthy of a champion for Lewis Hamilton. What a beautiful sight that is on the podium.
Man, like the
A true
GOAT, you know.
crowning achievement for everyone involved.
Wow, Charles does not look happy at all, but he's like, rah, he's leading this race, and then I got
The
screwed
highly
over by traffic.
decorated record breaker from Stevenage once again taking to the podium.
Love to see it. Love to see it.
But there we have all three drivers that are taking home the silverware along with the most valuable points. This was a good weekend for Mercedes with the results to match.
I agree, this was all very impressive, and it's obviously the work of a solid, well-run team.
After an intense weekend, the team ends in first place in the constructor standings.
And for the next round, Formula One is heading down under. Exciting times ahead in Australia on the shores of the Albert Park Lake.
Yeah, boy. Right. So let's see what the situation is then. So, after race 2, we're leading the World Championship. Yes. By 8 points as well, man. That's crazy. So, a really good day for Lewis. Great day in the office for Lewis Hamilton. Not such a great day for George. He's lost another 2 positions. So, again, George is basically on fraud watch until further notice. And we lead the Constructors' Championship as well. So, again, really good scenes. Amazing shout-outs and calls by you guys as well. Shout out to Generous Dave as well for his good strategy calls. But again, I'm not going to get too excited. I'm not really going to show off or get too excited straight away because at the end of the day, it's the second race of the season. I don't think we were the fastest car today. I just think we got really fortunate with a couple of situations. But in Formula 1, you need to be fortunate and you need to make the right calls at the right time. So that we definitely did. And Lewis therefore deserves to lead the championship. So, love to see that. Lewis gaining some XP, George gaining some XP, and Drogovic, well, we didn't really send him out to do any practice, so he doesn't gain any experience. Yeah, decent time for the payout too. We only get to walk away with $2 million to be fair, because we had to pay out Lewis's bonus money for finishing in the top 3, but we love to see it. And what else is there? What else is there? So yeah, we got a couple of emails, but I'm going to go through those individually anyway. It looks like we've got a new suspension coming as well, so we might be able to put that on the car before the next race, so that's going to be an interesting one to look forward to. And yeah, I think we're going to get a new rear wing before the new race as well, and a new side pod, so we've got a lot of upgrades coming to the car for the next race. That hopefully puts us a bit more closer on raw pace to the Red Bulls and Ferraris. We just have to wait and see. We've got a nice 20 million sitting in our bank account as well, so we'll definitely utilize that. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining me on another episode of the F1 Manager Mode Career Mode Season 2, Episode 2. A win for Lewis Hamilton is always a dub in my books, but yeah, love to see it. But either way, guys, thank you so much for joining us. I'll be back tomorrow, by the way. I'll be streaming some F1 2022, just normal racing game. We're around Silverstone, and yeah, I'm feeling quite confident about that one. Silverstone's one of my favourite circuits, and obviously I was born in Britain, so kind of a home ground free for me and such. So yeah, really looking forward to it. But make sure you tune back tomorrow, 8 o'clock, for that. And in the meantime, thank you guys so much for your support and undivided attention. Love to see it. Until next time, guys, I'm out. Peace!